The men's volleyball team here at UCI is one of the most successful sports teams on campus, with 2 NCAA titles in the past 4 years. And this year, they find themselves ranked 4th in the nation. With me here today, I have freshman outside hitter Jeremy Dejno and senior setter Anthony Spittle. Gentlemen?
Hello.
Okay, so before we get into playoffs, let's talk about the season so far. Anthony, this season didn't start off as fast as we could have hoped for, with dropping matches to teams like Ohio State, struggling with Pepperdine. But now, the team seems to be in full fighting force. What do you think is the cause of that success?
Well, at the beginning of the season, we just hadn't been together for a while and shaking off the rust. And we just got to develop that chemistry, and that happens over time. It takes a lot of touches and a couple months to get that going. And now that the season is in full swing, we've played everyone just about once. Where the chemistry's there, and I think our offense is clicking really well, and we're starting to get better at defense and blocking, and everything's starting to improve. So we're peaking at a good time.
Now, Jeremy, being from Wisconsin, which I would not think is a huge volleyball state, how is the adjustment from that level to the level that you're at now playing with UCI?
Well, I started playing when I was in 5th grade in Wisconsin. I went to club after that, and then to high school. So it's kind of been a progressive path into the collegiate experience. And I've also done some USA programs and played on some USA teams, and that level is greater than the club level. So it's been pretty steady, but there's still no comparison to how fast the game is at the college level. So yeah, very, very different from Wisconsin.
Now moving into playoffs. Anthony, you've already been on a championship team. When UCI won the tournament in 2007, you were redshirted as a freshman, and then again in 2009, then you were a junior, saw action in 9 matches. And now, you're the starting setter for the number 4 team in the nation with a chance at winning the title yet again. What are your expectations for yourself?
I try not to put too many expectations on myself. I just try to go out there and play my best. And since the beginning of the season, I really worked hard and put extra time in the gym, extra time in the weight room, and trying to connect with my hitters. And so now it's just a matter of being the leader and showing the guys that I'm here to win and just get everyone on board.
Now, Jeremy, you are a freshman who has played in quite a few matches and have proved to be a valuable asset with 5 aces against UCLA and kills across the board. So going into this tournament, what are your expectations for yourself?
Well, my expectations are going to be the same that I've had the whole time, the whole season. Whether it's going in to serve and getting some points that way, or if the team needs me to go in and play at the outside position, then I'm going to do my best to do that. Altogether, the team's pretty selfless, and I'm going to try to continue that trend. So whatever I can do to help the team win is what I'm going to do, and whatever the coach wants me to do, that's what I'm going to do.
In volleyball, height is pretty important. We have an average height around 6'4", while other teams like Stanford and USC are about 1.5 inches taller than that, and BYU is even taller. So my question is, how do you prepare for teams that are taller than you?
Well, teams that are taller than you usually have good blocks. Pepperdine's traditionally have a great block because they're always a tall team, and our offense matches up well against those teams because we do run a fast go ball to our outsides and a fast gold ball to Carson, our opposite. And so we try to beat them with speed. And to game plan against these guys, we usually try to be deep in the backcourt on defense because a lot of the taller teams, they like to hit over the block, and so we have to be nice and deep and loose and ready to scrap up those balls.
How nice is it as a setter to have those multi-hitter advantage, having the back row to go to if you need?
Well, the BIC is the coolest play in volleyball. It just looks sweet. Irvine runs it better than any other team in the nation, and it's sweet having that BIC. It's just a cool option, and yeah, it's great to have 4 options on the court, and all our hitters are really good, fine old machines. So.
Now, Jeremy, moving into playoffs, huge pressure. And you've been known to be that player who has to be subbed in and take that serve. What's the pressure like then?
Well, in the beginning, when I first had to do it, it was very great. But as time went on, I just got a mentality to, go out there and hit hit as hard as I can. Not as hard as I can, but in the court and as hard as I can. But I think in the playoffs, the pressure will be the same. I'm hoping. I've been able to manage it so far, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to do it again, and hopefully I can get some more aces.
So before we wrap up here, it's 3 teams ahead of you in the rankings. Defending champs, Stanford, BYU, USC. Who do you think is the biggest threat?
Well, USC has had a phenomenal season so far. They're playing great, and we have to be a step ahead of them as far as our offense and knowing how their blocking schemes are, and logistics like that. But the truth is, I'd like to meet all those guys in the playoffs because we're scaring them. We scared them in conference, and they know that we're on our hunt right now.
Okay, well that's all the time we have for today. Jeremy, Anthony, couldn't thank you enough. Great time today.
Thank you for having us. That was sweet.
All right, okay, send it back to you guys in the studio.